people, welcome to today's Couples Clinic. Today we want to delve into the issue of trust. Trust is a very important issue because you realize that you cannot live in this world without some level of trust. And that's why you will board a plane to take you to your destination without asking who the pilot is. You trust that this person will fly you 35,000 feet above sea level or probably more, and will take you to your destination, of course, for many hours. You also trust that you will walk into a hotel and the chef will have prepared some good food for you and the waiter will serve you, and you will definitely have no problem with your tummy because you trust that these people have given you food. You trust that the person that you live with, in the name of a spouse, is able to take care of you. You share the same bed, and you trust that you will sleep up to morning, and this guy is not a danger to you. So we have to live with some level of trust. So trust is a major issue in relationships, and so we want to talk about this trust within the within marriage. Yes. Trust within marriage. So tell me, what do you make of trust within a marriage?
I think one of the things that really stood out for me in the intro that you just gave about our topic today is the reality is I feel that trust is very basic.
It is basic.
And why is it basic? Someone joked and said, trust is to a relationship what oxygen is to life.
It is very important.
And that's how important brings me to a small definition, if you like. I won't be scientific. Apologies in advance, okay? Whenever I hear trust, I see reliability. I see a sense of belief.
Yes, you have to believe in the person
in you.
Okay.
That I have hope. Yes. That I can entrust myself to you, and I don't have to look over my back.
Yes.
Luckily or unluckily, God never gave us eyes on our back.
Yes.
So when I'm with someone I trust, I don't have to second guess myself. I don't have to look over my back. Yes. That's what I think.
You're confident that this person
will take care of me,
will take care of you, will not backstab you. You trust this person.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Tell us something about some of the symptoms of mistrust within a relationship or within a marriage. What are some of the things that make us some of the red flags, as you're putting it, some of the red flags within a marriage that bring about mistrust?
I think in my experience, just counseling with couples, but also in our own marriage, I remember just being in a position whereby, for example, a phone. Yes. If I have my phone and you come in and you ask me to use my phone, I will not worry about you going beyond whatever I was doing. And I know couples who many times have complained that I live with a guy whose phone is one thing that is so private that if you touch, the marriage ends.
The marriage ends.
That would be a red flag. When you have so much to hide.
The phone is very private.
Very private. Yours. With 10 passwords.
Yes.
You can't touch.
Your partner cannot access.
Imagine someone you accept in marriage. I believe in the vows actually, you give yourself one to another.
Yeah.
How do you give yourself body-wise, physically, emotionally, spiritually to someone, and yet a phone is so private you can't share? So that can be a red flag.
Yes.
The other thing is just that whole issue of if I talk to you, can I reach a point whereby I know what is between us? It's just between us.
Yes.
Okay? That I won't hear it out there.
Yes.
And so there's normally that level of, do I know your friends?
Yes.
And so it's very hard for us to talk about trust if there is no intentionality of knowing each other. So another red flag is self-revelation.
Yes.
If I'm not willing to reveal myself fully to you, then there's a trust issue there.
Yeah, there's an issue of mistrust there. I'm imagining a situation where probably you want to go somewhere, and I ask you, where are you off to? And you're not willing. Who are you going with today? I'm going out on a mission, or I'm going somewhere, but you're not willing to tell me. It's a work trip maybe. And I'm asking you this, and it doesn't come out clearly.
But I tell you, we're off to work to Mombasa, and a day later, someone calls. It's a 3-day trip. Someone calls. I saw Kenya Nakuru.
Yes. And yet like, you had told me that you're going to Mombasa.
Right. When I come back,
about mistrust.
There'll be a problem.
Yes, there's definitely a
and
problem.
You'll be allowed to have to mistrust me because the destination I gave you is not what you had.
Yes, I walk into your room when you're on the computer, and the moment I open the door, the screen changes. There's the issue of
you
trust,
shuffle and you shift
right there.
That's right.
Yes.
Then
so I don't get. So
worrying.
Those are some of the things
the symptoms,
those are some of the symptoms of mistrust, and these can make sometimes some of the partners that we live with, keep calling you maybe at your workplace, or comes to wait for you at your workplace because they don't even trust your colleagues.
Yeah.
They feel that you're one person who needs to be taken care of. That if they don't if they don't walk around and check you all the time, that you're one person who just cannot be trusted. What do we do in such cases?
I think what the reality is this: before we reach a point whereby we conclude that now I don't trust you.
Yes.
I want to talk about the issue of team effort.
Yes.
That trust is a two-way traffic. I can't say I don't see. I want you to trust me. I can't insist. Demand. I can't demand for trust. That's the word. It's a give and take.
It's two-way.
It's easier for me to trust my spouse if I see they also trust me. So that gives you an idea of it's a two-way. It's a joint effort.
It's a joint.
You do your part.
Exactly.
I do my part. But I can't sit with folded hands and wait for you to trust me fully. In fact, I say that trust is a byproduct of a process.
Exactly.
And that process is seen in how we live our life today. I think if there's someone I talk to a lot, any story. In fact, I remember a time I'll talk anywhere. We are waiting for you to drop in your wife there. And these students will wonder why I always talk about this route. I was like, that's my BFF.
Yes.
Why? Because I trust this person to know that if there's something going on in my life, I would hate a stranger to come and tell you something about me. So you see, there's an intentionality of building a friendship. Our topic is cultivating trust.
Yes.
When you don't cultivate something in a day,
marriage. Yes.
Think of a farm. It takes time. So I think
you have to work on it. As you said earlier, there is effort.
There's effort. Joint.
There is joint effort.
That's right.
Yes. So what are some of these things that can help us cultivate trust within our relationships, within our marriage? What are some of these things that can help us cultivate trust? Well, give me one of them.
I think really, if you look at I'll call it the benefits.
Yes.
If there's something that you consider beneficial to you or important, you'll pursue it.
Yes.
I believe that when there's trust in a relationship, number one, there'll be a level of peace. Actually, there'll be peace in the relationship, whereby I know what you said.
Yes.
I can take you for your word.
Yes.
So that's the word. So I can take you for your word. There's a sense of security. Actually, the biggest is security. Whenever there's mistrust, people are insecure. Couples become insecure. I see you talking with a colleague.
Yes.
And then, what you always talk with that person?
What are you saying with your neighbor?
But probably you're doing a project.
Yes.
That you need the two.
And you have to work together with your work.
With people, yes.
So you can't ask me how come you're working with
Mr. So and so.
I have to work with them.
You're in the same department.
We're in the same department.
You rack your brain over projects.
Exactly.
But you see, there are people who have reached a point, they arrive at the workplace of their spouse at 3 p.m. If she'll come out at 5 p.m.
Wait for them and see who they are working
with. Who is coming out with her.
Yeah. Who is she talking to?
And that could be a red flag. When you start seeing your spouse edgy, trying to monitor, some people even are invested in CCTV.
Just to monitor.
Some water, man.
Yeah, please take your water. To monitor their spouses. So they don't trust them.
I invest in a CCTV so that I monitor my spouse. What they are doing in my absence. I wish that money would be invested in dates, in outing, so that
enriching that
we did, exactly. We cultivate. You see why we are saying cultivate means is it for me? I spell cultivation in sense of time. Someone said we should use time as a tool. Not as a couch.
Not as a couch.
I hope you got that.
Yes.
That you should use time as a tool, not as a couch.
Yeah. Don't sit there and wait for things to work out themselves.
And we don't have an eternity to have great relationships.
You don't have that.
We don't have eternity to build great relationships.
You have to work at it.
And it's something that if you work on today, in fact, there's a statistic I read somewhere. Actually, one of the books that really I was going through. Yes. Allow me to share this with couples, Ruth.
Yes.
This is a book by Gary Chapman.
Yes.
Things I Wish I Had Known Before We Got Married. A very, very funny title.
Yeah.
He actually quotes something. Gary Chapman says, it has been found that the highest percentage of divorce occurs between the first and the 7th year of marriage. Yes. The first 7 years. That tells me something about foundation. Yes. There's that when you start knowing someone in the name of a spouse, be very intentional of spending more time to know the person. It's not just about the love that brought you together. There's something more than that. Exactly. Go beyond that. And it's that not is about the hunger romantic love, but get to know the personality of the person. Their likes, their dislikes. Exactly. There are people who grew up in homes whereby they were threatened, intimidated, so they learned to lie. Yes. Okay. Anytime the parent walking, they had to lie or what you are doing. So it carries on into the marriage. So you need to know the background of the person you're married to, and be intentional about revealing yourself. And also don't fear to make mistakes. The other thing is people really work so hard to be perfect. I'm yet to see a perfect relationship. There's no perfect relationship. So give room for failure every time. And I think we need to move to what happens then when that trust is broken. What according to you? When that trust is broken, or probably before we talk about the broken trust. Yes. Another issue that we need to think about in building trust within a marriage is the issue of transparency. Yeah. Yes. Be transparent with one another. I know it connects with what we just discussed. Yeah. But transparency is very important. Yeah. Please also check your values. What do you value? Yeah. Okay. Sit down and cultivate that. Yeah. It helps you build trust within your relationship. Okay. I think when I hear you talk about transparency, I'm hearing a sense of I have nothing to hide. Yes. When someone is transparent, what they are in the day is what they are in the dark. Yes. What they are with your friends out there is what they are when they are with you. Yes. I know there are people who live a split personality life. What you know here and what their friends know don't add up. They don't add up. Once that transparency is lacking, the people start, your spouse starts second guessing you, start doubting you, and start even reaching. I know of a couple who shared with me something, and this is something that I found many times, where someone says, she or he calls my friends to find out whether I am where I said I am. Already that tells this lack of transparency. Yes. I will not follow you if you are transparent. So yes. Transparency is something that is key in building your relationship. The other thing, if you trust your friend, remember last time we talked about something called the me time. Yes. And one thing we said is that, I know we said that it can be looked at differently. Some people negatively look at it as selfish. But I think again that the me time helps us build our relationship, but also ourselves, because you see, it sets you free. You set your partner free so that they also are able to interact with others. It's positive. That's because right. You cannot be all over all over your partner all the time, but you've got to set them free so that they themselves see who they are when they are with their friends. Allow them to just distress. I picture that as you saying, they are my friends. Today we're going to have some girls meeting. Meeting with the girls. We're having a chama. A girl talk. And I know men who sit in the car when the lady has gone for a ladies meeting and waits for 3 hours. Yeah. And when you're done, say, it is now 5. Yeah. Are you done? And you see, that for me is very scary. When I reach a point where I'm in a prison in my marriage, then there's danger. That's a danger sign. Because as you say, with the fact that I'm growing alone with other people outside there, and you can trust me to be mature enough, responsible with myself, this is a good sign that there is trust. Yes. And that you allow me to be an individual. The fact that we are married, I have not lost my individuality. You have not lost. Don't lose your individuality because you are married. Exactly. To cultivate trust within a marriage, also think of what you can do together. What are your priorities? How can you work together into your future? Walk together into your future. What do you plan friendship to do together in the future? Cultivate that. And find common ground. And that brings something called shared experiences. Exactly. You see, when we have shared experiences, remember anytime we take a drive out and we go do something together, you come back talking about it. Yes. For example, if you go to church, one spouse goes to this church, another goes to that church. They come back and say, in our service, this is what was it. and what was shared. Or I work in a different company. In fact, I remember someone once telling me that don't get a spouse you work in the same company. You know, and that's true or false, you can correct me. But you know that then you can have experiences. Your boss comes and makes noise at both of you the same time. Yes. That can be very, for the ego of the man, can really be cracked. So I'm saying those activities that though you are apart, when you come together, you grow through those shared experiences. That will help you build trust.
Yeah. Let's let's talk about this. In case this trust is broken, because we are saying that we need to cultivate trust within a marriage, but we are not perfect. There are times when a trust may be broken. You have lived with this person, but maybe they do something that just makes you feel, this is it. And I don't think I'm able to salvage this anymore.
Throw in the towel.
And probably at the time you're saying that you by the time you're throwing in the towel, as you're saying, your partner does not even know why you're throwing in the towel. They don't know why you're mistrusting them. You have not told them.
Silent treatment.
Maybe they know, or they do not know.
Yes.
How do we restore broken trust?
Wow, I like how you put it. You know, there are times when individuals, I have been hurt. But I'm not even gracious enough to tell my spouse or significant other that this is where you hurt me. I'm hoping you'll read my lips.
Yes.
The worst form of treatment or of solving a conflict is to leave the other party to think for themselves what they think they did to you. We must be willing to be vulnerable, number one. Admit that you hurt me, and come out openly and clearly and say, this is where you hurt me.
Tell me where
it kills, Ruth, let me tell you, it kills people very much to know that I have hurt you, and I hear an outsider saying how my spouse is 1, 2, 3, and you will
I am the one who stays with you.
Or I walk in one day and the house is closed. I look at your stuff.
Very sad.
Gone.
It happens.
I am alone.
Very sad.
I'm wondering, what did I do? So let's be gracious enough.
Tell me.
Communication. I think this thing's about communication. Please, couples, let's endeavor to tell our spouses that you've hurt me in this way. I know it's harder for introverts. There are people who take a while to process. I know they say, when we have a quarrel, give me 3 days or 1 week to process. So they marinate. They marinate, they steam over it before they can talk. That's dangerous. It kills the other party. Learn. The Bible says, do not let the sun go down on your anger. So you can be angry, but in your anger,
you cannot be angry forever.
Exactly. So please ensure that you know one thing: your spouse is not your enemy. Someone actually said that no one ever gets into a marriage to be miserable or to make the other party.
That was not your aim.
That's not your aim. So when it happens, someone can cheat. There could be infidelity. There could be. I know couples. You take a loan, you give your spouse that you want to do a project. When you discover that it will never did that project.
Secret accounts.
And secret accounts. And what happens? Say, I'm done. If you are you're committed to ensuring that this marriage works, please forgive
and start afresh,
and accept that there'll be failure and that no one is perfect.
And as we said, we are not perfect.
That's right. And it's a joint effort. Today it could be me. Tomorrow
it could be you. It could be you. Broken trust. Is it possible to salvage a relationship? Yes, it is very possible.
It is very possible.
Yes, very possible to salvage. Now, what does the Word of God tell us about salvaging?
Yes, about trust.
About trust. You know, some of us, some of us are born again.
Yes.
And yet the issue of mistrust still comes in, or the issue of unforgiveness. Maybe you feel your spouse did something and you just cannot
take it.
You can't take it.
This is too much.
And yet you say that you trust God whom you have never seen, or you love this God whom you have never seen, yet you do not trust your spouse, you do not love your spouse. How does that work? It can't work.
That's right.
What does the Bible tell us?
You know, I looked at the origin of marriage, where it all began. And I went to Genesis, actually. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 and 25. It says, this is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife. And they become one flesh. Two things. I see a leaving, a cleaving, and a weaving.
Yes.
Of physical, living.
You say leaving,
cleaving, and a weaving. Whenever there's a weave,
yes,
okay, you are intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
I reach a point whereby what is mine becomes yours. And verse 25 explains this further. Adam and his wife were both naked and they felt no shame. You know, where you reach a point whereby naked means transparent. I have nothing to hide from you. I can trust you with my heart, with my body, with my mind, with my soul. At that point, already mistrust is removed. Because there's no way you can claim to have mistrust with someone who you give yourself fully to. And that for me is what I want to say. When I look at scripture, the Bible is very clear that marriage is living where you've come from and trusting me in this space called marriage, this house where we are together, that we are going to cleave, yes, become one, unity, and then we weave, we connect. Every fragment, every fiber is brought together to form one. Joint thing. And then the Bible says in 1 John, how can you claim to love God who you do not see, and yet hate your brother? I could add that mistrust the very person you live with. That will be hypocrisy. So we must realize that as believers, it behooves us to work at building, cultivating trust, because then we will thrive. Now, what we are saying is that we cannot divorce God from our relationship. Oh, yes, don't try. We cannot divorce God because there are times you may hit the roof. But the person you will go back to is God. Amen. And let me tell you, friends, that some of these things are actually spiritual. Oh, yes. They are spiritual battles. And remember that the enemy, our enemy, hates marriages. The devil. And he hates marriages. Oh, yes. Because marriage is a picture God uses of his relationship with us. Yes. God says is the groomsman of the church. The church is a bride of Christ. Exactly. And so there's no way you're going to divorce God from marriage. Unless you're setting yourself up for failure. Exactly. Yes. Amen. So thank you so much. It's a joy. I hope someone, I hope you who is watching, you've been helped, you've learned something. Yes. It's always our joy, and we are so glad. We've had beautiful feedback from our first segment. Yes. This our season 2. We will be here. COVID-19 is happening, but as Radio Kennedy Fisgard said, that we must decide to use time as a tool, not a couch. We won't sit here in comfort and just do nothing. When we know we could help 1 or 2 people. And even us, we're in a journey. Yeah. So please hit us back. You can see hope you can see our WhatsApp line. Yeah. Catch us on WhatsApp. If you have any queries, can you subscribe, like, share our YouTube channel, The Couples Clinic with Mr. and Mrs. Kenna, Mr. and Mrs. Aringo. Yes. God bless you guys. We love you so much. Can't wait to hear your feedback. Meet you at season 3. Toodles. Toodles.